final score, Sydney 2, Wrexham 1. And hey, it's a pre-season game, so we mustn't draw too many conclusions from it. Players got a good workout. The starting 11 got just over an hour in. The big thing that came from it was Ollie Rathbone's injury, so let's hope it's not nasty. He went down under a heavy challenge in the box from Grant and wasn't able to continue. And we conceded soon afterwards. But anyway, it was a funny sort of game. You kind of feel that when a team's in its rhythm, maybe it wouldn't quite pan out like this. Insofar as at 1-0, I thought we looked pretty comfortable. The equaliser comes from a set piece, and then at 1-1, I thought we looked pretty comfortable, and it felt to me a bit like the second half of the game in Melbourne, where we would take control of it. But then we got caught on the break, and, well, we didn't really manage to make much threat after that point. It wasn't a game with that many opportunities on goal. Wrexham started really positively and strongly. Interesting combination of Palmer and Ashfield up front to start off with as well. But like I said, we were on top of midfield. There's some nice moments from George Evans, but we didn't really open up that many chances until we took the lead in the 19th minute. There's a free kick in the left corner of the box. And it's all about the quality of James McLean's delivery. McLean was our best player, I thought. He was playing as a wing-back, but using lots of energy, cutting inside as well as he had been in the first match, to good effect. And the free kick, well, he just put such quality into it. Just ripped it in fast across the face of the 6-yard box, behind the defensive line. A defender in front of goal lunges at it and can't quite make contact, and as a result of that totally blindsides the defender standing right behind him, Holman. He hasn't got time to react as the ball comes past him. The man in front of him, and unsighted, it bounces off him and into the net from close range. It's a classic example of putting a great delivery into a nasty area that the defence just can't handle. And after that, Wrexham were, like I said, controlling matters. McLean, a force of nature, really aggressive and absolutely everywhere. There's some hard tackling coming in from Dobson and Rathbone, and we looked to have a good grip on things. Danny Ward had to make his first saves in signing from Leicester, but it was a comfortable enough effort. A good curling shot from just outside the box, left of centre by Quintal, but Ward's quick footwork made a pretty easy job of it. But then we get punished right at the end of the half. Now, Rathbone is off. The ball's in play for quite a long time. So Revan's waiting for a long time to come on. While he's waiting, there's a big shout for a penalty against us, and it's a penalty, a shot driven in from the edge of the box by Joe Lolly, and it hits Lewis Brunt's arm. His arm is sticking out to the side. It's a penalty. That's really, I can only assume the ref was unsighted and the linesman as well, because it's a blatant penalty. So anyway, corners given. Sydney surround the referee but can't get any joy. But we don't survive the corner. Revan comes on for the set piece, and the ball is played in towards the near post. There's been a nice little run to vacate the near post area, and then a blocker blocks off O'Connell, so he can't quite get there ahead of Courtney Perkins, who puts in a powerful downwards header from 6 yards out, pretty much unchallenged, gets up really well. Leverage is terrific. Brilliant save by Ward. Low to his left, tremendous strong wrist to dig it out and push it back up, but he can do no more than push it back into the goal mouth. He's done brilliantly to stop it from being a goal, and the defence don't react as quickly as Popovic. He steps up and pops it into an empty net. Last minute of the half, and Sydney have got the equaliser. Like I said, we give the starting lineup, minus Rathbone, of course, another 15-16 minutes before making changes, and we continue to look on top without necessarily causing too many opportunities. But there is a good spell just before the wholesale substitutions, where we carve out a couple of moments. Starts off with a really good interception by McLean, and when he feeds the ball in, Barnes has a chance from 25 yards, well, just a little bit closer than that, outside the box though, to strike the ball, as we have rather stretched Sydney's defence, but he doesn't really get hold of it properly and it's blocked. When it comes back out, the ball comes across to the left-hand side. Revan sweeps in a good ball and Ashfield makes contact with a nice header. Just can't quite control this from about 15 yards and it goes over the bar. So, yeah, to me, we're looking pretty good, pretty much in control. We have another opportunity when Longman on the right-hand side bursts down the flank, tremendous burst, whips in across. Marriott's one-on-one with the keeper. It's a hell of a good chance, but I'm inclined to credit Devonish Mears for a brilliant save. Gets up really quickly. I say Marriott, one-on-one, 10 yards out, sprinting onto it, has to take it first time. It arrives a tiny bit behind him. I think just the curve from being hit with the right foot from the right-hand side just takes it a fraction behind him. And I think Marriott does well to still make a good side foot volleyed contact, and he drills it low as well, but the keeper does brilliantly, very quick off his line, makes himself really big and is able to get a very strong left hand. It's a top-notch save to deny Wrexham. A couple of minutes later, another opportunity. Matty James, he looks very good and he's purring around in midfield, right at the heart of things. Firstly, starting the move of a nice diagonal for Mendy. Now, Mendy does well, having brought it down, to tame the ball. It's bouncing a bit awkwardly, but he manages to flick it over his man and come round the other side and get the ball and keep the move going. Ultimately, it comes out to Longman in a crossing position. He commits his marker, but checks back in, pulls it back. Cleworth squares it. Matty James has followed his pass in, and he plays a delicious ball in from about 25 yards, just dropping it into the penalty area, and about 8 yards out it's met well by Rodriguez, so it's an awkward angle to make that header, but he gets across, gets really good contact, beats the keeper putting it back across him. Unlucky for him, just scrapes the post and goes down for the goal kick. So yeah, we're looking good, but then we get done on the counter, 74th minute. So it's basically a bit easy to pass through the middle of us, I think, from Phil Parkinson's point of view. Quick 1-2 in midfield where we are not able to quite get close enough, and there's a player in space in midfield, and when the ball is helped on wide to Akon on the left, who seems to be a bit of a wonder kid, he pops a lovely little pass inside on the half volley first time, which tees up Joe Lacey, and Lacey cuts onto his right front from the edge of the D, curls a shot into the bottom right corner. Burton gets a hand to it but isn't able to keep her out, and Sydney have got the winner. Reading on Sydney's website, Lacey apparently has links with Wrexham, and his auntie, used to be a volunteer at the games at the racecourse. I haven't seen any more backup of that, but that's an interesting one. Frustrating for Wrexham to concede that, and I guess we just can't get going in terms of creating opportunities. Interesting that Sydney also make wholesale changes, and again, similar to the Melbourne game, it's bringing on young players. But whereas Melbourne, who finished higher than Sydney in the final season last season, really, I thought, looked very naive once they brought the young kids on. Sydney brought 9 teenagers on in the second half, and they brought a lot of energy, and they defended well as well, so they kept good discipline, held us at bay, and then just had that driving energy coming forwards, which ultimately caught us out. So a 2-1 loss. And that's showbiz, really. Players have got minutes into their legs. Like I said, the Rathbone injury is the main concern, in all honesty, rather than anything else that happened on the pitches. Wrexham, again, look to fine-tune, look to get back up to speed after a break. And, well, now they move on to our first ever game in New Zealand. So, with a final score of Sydney 2, Wrexham 1, I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC.